Now, just yesterday, Thursday, the trade ministers from the 12 nations involved with the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement signed the agreement in a, this was already a foregone conclusion. They, you know, pretty much agreed to this back in November, but this is the formal signing of the document. And now each of the nations involved, they have up to 2 years to get it ratified by their individual countries, and each of those processes is a little bit different. But yeah, so this is where we're at. This is the trade agreement that has been operated in secret for several years. The Obama administration was determined to get it through. He signed and approved a fast track, which now that it's been ratified, the Senate and the House only have an up or down vote on whether or not they approve of the project. They can't make any changes to it. And that is what was previously agreed to. So this document operated in secret by trade ministers, whoever the hell these people are, just other bureaucrats, and with heavy influence from multinational corporations. And now that we've seen the official text, there's tons and tons of problems with it. I've written about this in the past, and there's plenty of good reports. So please do your research if you're unsure of why you should be against the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Don't take my word for it. But it's been signed now, and likely this will not get signed as far as the United States. It won't get ratified until after the 2016 election, maybe not even to the next president. That was a word that was reported recently by the Washington Post and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. So they're going to push it down a little bit because Obama knows it's unpopular. They know it's unpopular. They've pretty much done everything they can. Now it's already, again, a foregone conclusion. This deal is going to go through. It's already been agreed upon. The majority of people that are in office right now say they support the bill because it's supposedly going to bring jobs, even though that's been debunked. But the reality is it's going to make the corporatocracy more apparent, the international corporatocracy, where corporations and government work together to fleece the people. And while in America there were a few scattered protests around the country during the day of the signing, in Auckland, New Zealand, where it was being signed, literally thousands, some say tens of thousands of people gathered in the streets. You can see this picture right here, and marched around. And one lady even threw a dildo at one of the trade ministers, which is pretty classic and hilarious to see. And right here's a report from Ben Swan, Reality Check. What we know about the TP makes it the worst trade deal ever. And you can read the rest of this article for tons of other people who've called it out for various criticisms, especially the ISDS mechanism. Check that out and how that's going to override the national sovereignty of the individual nations involved. And yeah, that's now been signed, and it's on the way to becoming law, I guess you could say. And we'll see. It's going to affect every single one of us and so many areas of our life: the internet, intellectual property, medicine, tons of different things. It's huge, massive, containing, I think they said 60% of the world's economy, maybe it's 40%, something massive. And also you can see, though, what's taking place is this power play where China and these other nations are starting to sign their own agreements, their own sort of trade deals. These 12 nations are partnering together, then there's going to be other factions. And I believe this is, the quote-unquote New World Order. It's these various parts of the country trying to partner up together and, behind the scenes doing proxy wars and propaganda wars and sometimes outright wars against each other, vying for control. So it's an important move. Pay attention.